How do you define a hero? In 1995, the great Christopher Reeve, aka Superman, was involved in a horrific accident which left him paralyzed from the neck down. In 1998, he wrote this quote, defining a hero. A hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles. Good evening, everyone. My name is Griffin Bloch. I'm just an ordinary individual, but I'm here tonight to talk to you about my superpower. It took me many years to discover it, but I could be a hero too. I learned this through having a severe learning disability. I overcame many struggles growing up. When I was 2 years old, my parents noticed that I was babbling over my words, and I wasn't putting words together at all, like any normal toddler. So my parents took me to see a doctor. The doctors diagnosed me with apraxia, a rare learning disability. The scientific definition of apraxia is a neurological disorder which affects the brain's ability to plan and sequence the movements needed to produce speech and motor skills. When I speak, I put stress on the wrong syllables, which distorts the sound of the word when I speak. It also impacts my motor skills, which include the ability to walk, balance, and other activities involving movement. I saw many doctors in my youth, all of which said that it'd be difficult for me to be academically successful in school. They thought I couldn't make friends because I wouldn't be able to communicate with my peers. My parents were told that it was unlikely that I would be able to participate in any team sports and to prepare for the strong possibility that I might not even go to college or have a successful career. And I'm not alone. In a study done by the Learning Disabilities Association of America, learning disabilities affect approximately 15% of the U.S. population. Studies also have shown that there's a significant gap in graduation rates of students with and without learning disabilities, highlighting the need for improved access to accommodations and support systems in higher educational institutions. This led to many years of intensive speech and physical therapy. After much hard work and support from my parents and family, my speech began to improve, and I started making friends. While I was happy and enjoyed communicating with my friends and teachers, reading was still difficult for me. I did not learn like the other kids. I had to memorize every new word. Around this time, I remember seeing students making fun of other students with learning disabilities, calling them special needs kids or other offensive slurs. I felt the prejudice of what a learning disability is from my peers' point of view. There were times when I felt like I couldn't be honest with myself or my friends about my learning disability. I felt ashamed of being a person with a learning disability. I didn't know it yet, but I could turn my weakness into my superpower. In middle school, I had an advisor who could help me with this. Her name was Mrs. Wentz. She mentored me from a young age to better understand my learning disability. She changed my perception of my learning disability, making me think of it as more of a superpower rather than something wrong with me. I remember doing many exercises with her to help me better understand what my learning style was. These included visual learning, reading, memorization, and pattern recognition. A mentor like Mrs. Went gave me the confidence I needed to see myself in this new light. I also had many other teachers who helped me along my journey. These math and English teachers and mentors helped me to realize that memorization was my learning style. I had to memorize every word, phrase, and question over and over again for me to properly understand it. This led me to become successful in areas such as geography, history, and political science. So I challenge you guys to come to me after this talk and to ask me to name any country of any capital in the world, and I'll do it no problem. In high school, I had an advisor who helped. My high school advisor, Mrs. Makar, helped create an environment for me to grow my learning style. She also taught me how to advocate for myself when times were tough, and she taught me how to communicate with my teachers and peers in a professional manner. I learned what accommodations I needed to become successful in the classroom. Advocating for your needs can be done in any part of your life, rather than being personal or professional. Here is how you can communicate with your teachers, professors, or even your employer. This is my learning triangle. And in this example, I'll show you how me as the student can communicate with my professors to figure out the best possible solution to figure out my learning accommodations. So this is how it works. So I go and have an open conversation with my professor. We talk about my learning disability, and I talk to them about my learning style and how I succeed in the classroom. Then my professors goes and do their research. They figure out what exactly my learning disability is, since it's so rare, and then they figure out the best possible solution of how they can adapt their teaching style around my learning needs. Then that trickles back down to me, and that becomes my success plan, my accommodations to be the most successful as I possibly can in that class. While in high school, I started to become more comfortable to openly talk about my learning disability to my friends and others. I wasn't ashamed anymore to tell them I took exams in other classrooms. Many of my friends were surprised and even thought I was lying to them when I told them I had a learning disability. They knew me as the smart one, but they didn't realize the struggles that I had to overcome and the determination that I had to do my best, even with a learning disability. There's a perception that many people hold against people with learning disabilities, that they are not as smart or well-spoken or knowledgeable. This is a bias that needs to be changed through awareness and education on this topic. After many years living with a learning disability and my passion for policy change, I believe that there could be successful developments in the education system at the college level or any level that can benefit the needs of students with learning disabilities. It's imperative for educators to be trained on the different types of learning disabilities and for them to understand when to adapt their teaching styles around their students' needs. Students should be encouraged to openly discuss their learning style with their instructors and to figure out what's the best possible solution for them to succeed in their class. I've grown and matured quite a bit during my college experience. I even do things that doctors told me would have been impossible because of my apraxia. I played 2 college sports here at Hope College. I achieved this through many years of hard work, from the time I was young until now. Learning about my body and strengthening my motor skills has helped me to achieve a level of success that not many student athletes get to experience. College has also helped me to realize what I can and cannot do when it comes to certain things like my major. I originally came here to Hope College to major in environmental engineering, but I later learned that political science fitted my learning style better and my passion. Because of my apraxia, my research skills are excellent, because after I read research over and over again, I pick out all the hidden details that many people overlook. Not to mention, it fosters the ability to brainstorm all sorts of ideas, especially ones that most people might not think connect to the original idea. I want to use these creative thinking and abstract problem-solving skills to build and create systems that benefit all. That is why I declared a major in political science during my sophomore year, and I haven't looked back. We need to offer patience and understanding to those who struggle with learning disabilities. Be patient to those with learning disabilities because it takes some time to process information for them to better understand it. Refrain from labeling someone as slow or lazy when labeling a person with a learning disability. Instead, realize that these challenges are neurological, or cognitive in nature, and can be supported with the right accommodations or strategies. In public areas or in the workplace, you might have to repeat information more than once, or say information from a different angle to clarify it for people with learning disabilities. It's not hard to do the right thing, especially when someone else is struggling. Schools can also incorporate technologies such as speech-to-text software and interactive learning tools to help students engage and comprehend better in school. A teacher can use speech-to-text software for students with learning disabilities by helping them who struggle with writing skills express their ideas and thinking rather than focusing on spelling and grammar. This can lead to confidence in students and for students to be able to participate in all activities. With the appropriate accommodations like speech-to-text software, extra time on exams, and assistive note-taking, students can significantly improve their academic performance. Mentorship is also a key aspect to learning with a disability. Mentorship has been important to me because without the amazing mentors in my life, I wouldn't be where I am today. Everyone can be a mentor in someone's life. You can even be a mentor and not even realize it. Societally, we need to understand that mentorship is the key to success. Mentors have opened my eyes into realizing that you can transform your weakness into a superpower by fostering unique problem-solving skills and creative thinking. Embracing different learning styles can lead into innovative ways of learning. Ultimately, overcoming challenges associated with learning disabilities can build resilience and adaptability, turning perceived limitations into strengths, and strengths leads to confidence, confidence to achieve something once thought impossible. Doctors told me that with my apraxia, it would be impossible for me to ever give a speech. What would they think of this TEDx talk? Thank you.